I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that song.
Got up and walked out. It's like,
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program. And I have a feeling it's going to get sexy in here. Goodbye, Ray. I got sick of looking at you anyway. I'd rather look at some eye candy, if you know what I'm saying. Please welcome Ashley Cummings to the show.
Hi,
Audio
Chad.
only.
How are you?
Because her hair is not done right now.
I'm chilling in my pajamas as well. How are you doing? Happy President's Day.
I was going to wish you a happy President's Day. So what's good with you? What's the word on the street? I haven't heard from you. Any updates?
We've been in contact a little bit. Any updates? Well, give me 1 second. Talk for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll talk on the podcast. No problem.
I wanted to thank you for standing up for me recently.
No problem. Absolutely. It's like you look at it without emotion and you said, okay, this is wrong. This is right. That's how I look at it. I call balls and strikes.
Right. You are also in a very unique situation where you heard a lot of stuff in 2020 with Kevin and stuff. So yeah, I appreciate you. When you're asking me about news, are you asking me specifically about my sister?
Well, I mean, whatever you can talk about. Like, I don't want to put you in a incriminating position.
Yeah, there's nothing. Well, I'll tell you on my end, I had pneumonia for like a month. So that was really intense. Just in the last week and a half, I'm getting better. But a lot of positive things are happening in relation to making progress towards what will ultimately need to happen, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we haven't spoken. I haven't reached out to her. She hasn't reached out to me. I do pray for her and I pray for my nephew a lot. I mean, I think you saw it just keeps getting kind of wild. She was in the Epstein files. I mean, I think it was innocuous. He just liked like her squirter joke or whatever it was. But it's okay.
I think everyone was in the Epstein. Kevin Brennan was in the Epstein files.
I heard that too. He saw him or something.
Yeah, I went and saw him at the Comedy Cellar. So it's like, if you weren't in the Epstein files, like you're a loser, I think.
If you're a stand-up comedian, right?
Yeah, I think that was like the place to be, the Epstein files. But here's the thing about Whitney that I've noticed from afar. It's like, I'm not putting you in a bad position here, but like it seems like she's just losing her mind online, and people are all taking notice. She's very calculated, and like I said, like when I started off, I knew her very well, and we lost touch, and it is what it was. But I did send those DMs to you. When her special was about to come out, she started sending me DMs on Instagram. You remember when I sent those to you?
You called me. Remember? You called me. That was like in 2022, I think.
Yeah.
And you called me. I'll never forget. I was in my kitchen. You were like, Ashley. And it was right. And we had done MLC like 2 years or something before. And you're like, Ashley, why is your sister messaging me? I was like, I have no idea. What is she saying? And you were like, it's so weird. The last time I saw her, she pretended to not know me at a party. Now she's like, texting me and just hamming me up. Like, what do you think she wants? I was like, no clue, bro.
And then I put two and two together. Her special was coming out, and she knew I was one of the few people that was critical of her. And she at the time, she knew we were friends, and she almost wanted me to like disarm if I was going to say anything negative about her. That because then after that, I sent her a DM. She just completely ghosted me.
I was going to say, did you guys ever end up talking or like going back and forth?
We went back and forth. I'm trying to look for it right now. She never blocked me, so.
It was out of nowhere. Like the last time you had seen her, I think before that DM was like at that party.
In 2006.
And I remember her line. I remember her line because she used to tell me like when she would go to a party, like where you guys were, I don't know what party it was. She would say in her head, if someone came up to say hi to her, like for example, this was a real example. A guy that worked on Punked with her saw her at a party like 4 or 5 years later. I think she has her Whitney show at this point or getting it. And her line was, can't help me, can't do it. So basically she wouldn't talk to anyone at parties that couldn't help her. Can't help me, can't do it. So when you told me that story of how you went to say hi to her, was it Barry Katz's party or something like that?
It was Jeff Ross's DVD release party, just to date ourselves.
And you went, yeah, right. And you went a DVD release. That's so funny. Yeah. And you went up and like said hi, but you guys used to like go to the Comedy Store together. You said like she would pick you up or you would pick her up, right?
No, she would pick me up. We would go to I remember, and the one thing I will say about your sister, she was a fucking workhorse, no pun. attended
Yes.
to.
No,
I mean,
yeah. That's a thing that we still say to each other. Like, she's a workhorse for sure. I mean,
it-
workaholism is a thing though. It actually affects your brain the same way that alcoholism does, the same way gambling, same way sex addiction. That's a different conversation. But yeah,
but
when she would take me to spots, it would be comedy store, Laugh Factory, improv, and then sometimes going to the Valley and doing that place I'm talking, Flappers. Like, she'd do
flappers.
3-4 spots a night every single night.
Then I remember we were after doing spots, like we like go get drinks and stuff, and she would go back home to write more. I was like,
Yep.
Jesus.
And she was always like in the back of the comedy store with her computer before she was on stage and stuff.
She sent me on May 25th, 2022, from out of nowhere. As you can see, we had never messaged each other. Like right there, if you could see that.
Super interesting.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I get an emoji and it says, "Hey,
Can you read it? So, because I want to kind of dissect it for you, because now that I've been able to step back from my sister and see her as a human being, that, like, as much as I'll always have a place in my heart for her, and if she wants to change, I will be there for her. Believe me. I think you know that. A lot of people know that about me.
And here's the thing. I don't hate your sister at all. I really don't. I think she's a little loony and she does some
Hate
crazy.
is a very expensive emotion.
Yeah, and I don't agree with your guys' situation just subjectively. It's not because I'm friends with you. It's just I don't think she's treating you right. I think it's fucked up.
That's the thing. People are like, why can't you guys make up? And people have said, Ashley, just go kiss her ring, like kiss the ring or whatever, just like kiss her ass. And I'm like, you guys do not understand. And I think you might have some insight on this, Chad, that maybe no one else does. My sister doesn't operate like most people, if that makes sense. I think you know what I'm saying by that.
Yeah.
Like the way that she treated you at Jeff Ross's party, for example, after you guys had hung out, spent time together, kind of been in the trenches together. So she doesn't have a lot of, I don't know, for lack of a better word in this moment, like loyalty or like, you know what I mean? Like she's just a workhorse, which is sad because she's pushing down a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of things that I think, like, people are like, you're jealous of your sister. Are you joking? I have been in my sister's life. Her life is sad to me. It's borderline terrifying. I would never want to switch shoes with her.
All right, I'm going to read a little bit of this. Hey, I'm sure this is pointless, but just curious what's up. I thought we were legit friends, or at least were at one point. What happened? I'm kind of unclear because I thought we were buds. And again, I hadn't spoken to her.
I was going to say, what's the when do you remember, like, around the date of the DVD release party?
I don't remember the exact date, but it was 2006, 2007. That's the last time.
So that's 2007, 17. That's 10 years, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it's 15 years later she's writing it. I don't know.
Yes. I have her phone number. I have her email. We've never corresponded. Like, she's never, she has my email, phone number. I expect nothing. Okay. Then she writes, I expect nothing. I expect nothing. And I'm sure you'll publicly make fun of this, but I'm not making fun of it, but just want you to personally know that I love you.
Hold on, can you stop? Sorry. Can you stop right there real quick? Why insert? See, that's already like a little passive aggressive, weird thing. You guys have not spoken. You have not communicated. Why would she? I'm sure you're just going to publicly make fun of this. Where did that even come from? That little passive aggressive, like, jab in there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I almost, she's trying to disarm it before it happened. I don't know. But this is where it gets crazy. But I just want you to personally know that I love you. Ooh. And have nothing but fond memories of us driving to open mics together and just being cool.
So that sounds to me like a message she wrote. I wonder if it was before her robot special. I think that was the 2022 one. I'm not sure. But that to me feels like when she's on ketamine or on different drugs, she's kind of a different person. And she can be sweet and like thoughtful. But again, also in the back of her head is this, like, it's I don't know, it's like there's so many walls around her. It's and I don't think she feels, it's sad. I'll say this. I don't think she knows who she is. I don't think she can't sit down, Chad. Like, I don't think she feels comfortable doing anything but moving. And that's where I think she's hitting a lot of issues right now, is because she doesn't remember a lot of her lies. She doesn't remember the, like, kind of sneaky, I mean, the way her mind works, I can't, it's exhausting to even think about. like thinking about things in the future and the past and creating all these different scenarios, the things that she does. And it's you would have to either write them down or have an excellent memory and not do drugs all the time. Otherwise, she just keeps contradicting herself. Like the whole Chris D'Elia thing. Everything, like, it's all kind of coming to a head now. And what she, I guess, didn't bet on is that people pay attention. And I
Right.
think now more than, and she also, I think, thinks everyone else
She
is
threw
stupid.
D'Elia under the bus. I'm friends with Chris. She threw him under the bus. Period.
And she knew about that since 2012. Chris D'Elia was dating a girl, I won't say her name, with brown hair. And Whitney and I used to have coffee with this girl who was Chris D'Elia's official girlfriend. This is 2012. And Chris would call Whitney because Chris would be with other women. And Chris would be like, you guys are still at coffee, right? She's not going to be back at mine yet. Like, Whitney was she helped him cheat on this really beautiful, amazing woman whose name I won't say. But to this woman's face, we had coffee with her and went to this like Al-Anon meeting every Sunday morning. So it was kind of diabolical. And she told me she wanted to put Chris in and I think she did. I think he went to a few sex and love, it's SLA, Sex and Love Anonymous, or Sex and Love Addiction meetings in 2012. So when not only did she throw him under the bus, what was that, like 2021 or something?
Yeah, it was right around like when this was going on. Like, she came out with a statement when no one asked her and no one was. She just basically inserted.
And what's her name? Fucking Amy Schumer. What?
Yeah, it was fucking weird, and it was definitely a pile on.
And pretending like she didn't know anything. And then to my face, Chad, this was the craziest. Sorry to interrupt you. To my face in 2022 or 2023, when my mom was sick, like 3 different times she was trying to explain to me the Chris D'Elia thing. And one time she it's kind of weird when my sister cries because I don't know if she's actually crying or like acting. But she's like, Ashley, you have no idea. Like, I don't want like females to feel like they can't go see comics. I had no idea. Da 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 da. And like all these girls were coming, and she said this verbatim. All these girls would come to see Chris and me, or like me do stand up with Chris, and they felt safe and they wanted to meet me, and I had no idea. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm looking at her, I'm like, do you not remember 2012 when you were telling me how he was fucking married women in bathrooms and having sex with all kinds of people, and you made him go to sex love addiction classes? Like, I didn't say anything, but I was also watching her in real time lie to herself and lie to my face about something that I remember from 10 years ago,
Right. And going back to what Chris has openly admitted that he had a sex addiction. So it's not like we're outing him.
No. Yeah, 100%. And I'm proud of him for that. And I hope, life is tricky. Everyone makes mistakes. No one's fucking perfect. But I think what Whitney did to Chris, no, I can't say that. That would be stupid. What Chris did was really, really bad. From what I understand, I don't know a lot, but the way that she treated him as a human and as a friend and tried to lever herself up and make herself this like, Me Too, like person that cares about women, which is all bullshit.
Right.
And at the expense of him. And I think you remember this. He stayed at her house for 2 days and she got him a lawyer.
Right.
And
I remember that.
And then she was like, okay, see you soon. Like, da 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 da. And then it was like Hollywood Reporter was the next day. Men don't really get shit for that kind of stuff until like the last 10, 15 years. But to have somebody who literally was a witness to all that, like you witnessed it. My sister was around Chris way more than you were, right?
Right.
So she knew, but so to then stand up as this like pretend pillar of purity and like against him was just wild to me. It made me understand, like, she'll throw him under the bus. She'll throw me under the bus. There's no one she won't throw under the bus if it's going to get her a little attention.
She threw Roseanne under the bus.
Dude,
her child.
That whole situation. I don't know if people know about that. She literally like took over Roseanne's show. And this is what's interesting. People might not know this. It's a history thing. Whitney beat Roseanne. Roseanne was the youngest woman to get 2 shows in 1 season from 2 major networks, NBC and CBS. Before Whitney got that youngest person to do that at age 28, Roseanne, I think, was 27 and held that record. So then that is a little bit interesting, and then takes over the show and cancels it. And I'll never forget this over that stupid tweet, right?
Yeah, when she was on Xanax and drinking, and
which Whitney's on all the time,
which is very hypocritical. But it's amazing. Like, she literally resurrected that show, and it was the biggest thing. And it was like,
and then destroyed it.
And it was like fucking insanity. And I was vocal when Whitney did that. I go, you just threw Roseanne under the bus. What are you doing?
Who does that? And I like, again, I don't watch her. I don't follow her. And this has been same for the last 13 years. People will send me stuff, but there was an interview. Somebody caught my sister at the airport, and it was when all the shit was going down. And I remember I was working at the Mondrian, you know, across from Comedy Store. I was working at Sky Bar, and they were
Holy
like,
shit.
"Oh my gosh,
memories."
You know, right? It was hilarious because so many times I was working at Sky Bar, my sister's name was like on the thing across the street. I was like, this is so fucking weird. People are like, I can't believe we're like bottle servicing with Whitney Cummings' sister.
Meanwhile, she has a billboard of her face right next to you. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. But so when all that happened, they caught, like, it was a huge story. It was everywhere. And they caught Whitney at the airport, and they're like, what do you think about Roseanne? What do you want? And they were killing Roseanne about this stupid, I don't even remember the tweet. She said something about an alien and a gorilla. It's something like this. But they caught her at the airport, and they were like, what do you think about Roseanne? Like, if you have something to say about Roseanne. And my sister says, she's like got her suitcase and her like whatever pillow that she flies with on the fucking airport in the plane. She goes, do not give Roseanne money. What kind of thing is that to say? That's what she responded to the reporters. All I can say is do not give Roseanne money. Do not give Roseanne Barr money. Okay, Whitney Cummings, you fucking bet. You just like destroyed her show, destroyed her life. Like, I don't even, that was something that I still don't understand.
And just going back to what you were saying Whitney, I think, do you remember she tweeted out something like she's like Ghislaine Maxwell?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
You remember that?
She goes, this was like in 2020 or 2020. You're so right. Like when the Epstein stuff started coming, she was like, I'd play a perfect Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm like, what?
And then she
like,
deleted it.
Well, yeah, because she kind of did play Ghislaine Maxwell, except to my knowledge, with overage women.
Right.
Like, I remember her being like, yo, Chris, we'll call her Betty. Her name wasn't Betty. Betty just left. Ash and I are heading home, just FYI. So he could get rid of the girl at his apartment. So when his girlfriend came home, there was not a girl there.
And listen,
that
you
was
know,
in 2012.
Now you don't listen. And again, you don't have to say anything. And then, you know, but there were rumors out there about Brendan Schaub and your sister. I don't know if you know of anything.
I've heard that too. I do not know. I know that they were friends. The way that I picture them and the way that she's explained is her relationship with him is kind of like you. I think they were like buddies. There was something that happened with a car. Like, I don't know, they parked the car in a weird place near Comedy Store and she got a ticket. I don't know. There's some story like that. But people think it's the father of her child. I'm like, no. I'm never going to say who it is. I mean, maybe I will one day, but out of respect for my nephew and
for the right price, she'll say what.
No. And for the little like candle of light, hope, whatever, that my sister will change her ways. She wasn't always like this. Like, I mean, unless I was just a delusional kid, but my sister's 12 months younger than me. We grew up, we're a year apart. We grew up together until we were 18 and went off to college. I know my sister, like she was sweet. She was quiet. She was shy, but she was not a bad person. She wasn't evil. She didn't hurt people on purpose. And certainly, in my opinion, wouldn't be a kind of person that would hurt someone and not try to make it right if she knew that she did something wrong. And I just see the complete opposite. It's like almost like I see shreds of my sister when I hang out with her. It's like, but then sometimes she's very different. Like, and sometimes it's the drugs. I don't know what it is, but you know, Hollywood definitely changed her. Money changed her. Fame changed her. And I hope that, you know, I think you and I have talked about Owen Benjamin. Yeah. So they got into it, and Owen left Hollywood like 6-7 years ago or something. But at one point when one of the times I was trying to save my sister from the Illuminati or whatever, I contacted him. I'm like, is my sister like able to turn around? Like if she sold her soul or whatever. Like it was such a ridiculous conversation. I was like, if she sold her soul or if she's like doing crazy Hollywood stuff, can I still save her? And most people that I asked that said no. Owen Benjamin, even though he hated her, he goes, Ashley, I believe every human soul is able to redeem themselves and to change and to become a different person and to figure it out. And I pray for that for her, you know, but in the current place that she's in, and the space that, you know, we spent time together 2 years ago, like we spent pretty much every day together for like 4 or 5 months. It was tough. There's a lot of moving parts. I'll say that.
I will say this, that living in that town and having friends still to this day, I've seen what it's done to people. It chews them up, it spits them out, it makes them crazy. The thing about going back to your sister, my observation, and this is, I don't know if this is going to get back to her or not. And again, I don't hate Whitney at all, and neither do you. I think she's addicted to Hollywood. And
yes, the
she
fame,
can't let it go.
I don't understand the fame. Like she wants fame. Like I would never want to be famous. But yes, I'd like to have a lot of money so I'm comfortable and financially solvent. Yes, I'd like to have like cool things and be able to do what I want, but I would never want to be famous. I get that, like that's part of your thing, but Whitney is on another level. Like the fame and the curated what's the word I'm looking for? Like personality she's trying to put out there is everything to her, that I think she's forgotten literally or doesn't even remember what really matters. And that's super sad. Like when we were hanging out, she's like, everyone's doing this. When she says everyone, she's like literally talking about the Kardashians. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like she was telling me about Ozempic, I think. Like everyone's doing it. I'm like, who's everyone? I'm not a Hollywood person. I just want to be your sister. You know what I mean? Like I'm a normal person. But she has this whole thing. I think that she attaches somewhere along the line. This is very sad. My eyes watering actually. Somewhere along the line, she like equated being loved with being famous or something like that. And like she holds on to it so tight. Like, I mean, when we were together, she was like, actually, I don't have to work anymore. Like now that she said this, now that mom and dad are dead, like I feel like that was a curse that was on us. Like, let's just go like live, like we can just live and like be sisters and like be happy forever. And I was like, I'm down. Like, stop working. Like you don't need to. And I mean, unless you do, or like, let's like build a farm or let's build something. Let's go do like something cool together, you know? Like, and it's sad because this like pull back to like being famous, being relevant, it's like a disease. It's very, very sad.
And they're like, she does, you're gonna have to drag her away from that. And she's just holding on for dear life, throwing Hail Marys, whatever she can to stay, you know, Whitney Cummings. And these people don't want to leave once they achieve that mountaintop success. They want to stay there. And Whitney's one of those people.
And I will tell you this, I don't like Joe Rogan at all. He gives her a lot of advice. I don't know like what that whole sphere is about, but he tells her things to put in her body. He tells her what to do. Like she like I did not like the vibe I got. She's like, she made a list one day when we were like reunited back together of the people I needed to meet. And Joe was like, she's like, Joe is like our brother. And I'm like, he's not my fucking brother. My brother lives in London. Joe Rogan is a fucking loser. One time I'm driving the Range Rover. One time, yeah, fuck that dude. One time I'm driving the Range Rover and like I hadn't driven and like I didn't have a car for like a bunch of years. So I'm like driving to my sister's house. I didn't even like look in the car. I pull up to my sister has a huge mansion with like a driveway. There's a gate and then another driveway and then another gate, another driveway. Anyway, I finally get there and I open the door and I see all these syringes in the bottom left like pocket of the car. And then and this is a 2022 Range Rover and it's like 2023. And joints. She was just putting joints out in the not like an ashtray, like the thing on the left, the little cup holder where you would put like a, I don't know, a lighter or your lipstick or whatever. Nice leather. She's putting out roaches of weed. And I get there and I open the door and I'm like, first of all, alarmed by the syringes. Like, what is my sister injecting herself with? and her boyfriend at the time was there, and I was like, yo, come over here right now, because my sister can be very authoritative, and most of the men that she dates bow down to her, like she's the alpha, whatever. And I was like, come here right now, tell me what this is. Before my sister comes, come here, tell me what this is. He goes, oh, that's just something that Joe Rogan tells her to take. And I'm like, what the fuck is it? What is my sister injecting herself? Why she's driving as
Horse
well?
paste.
But why she's driving? He goes, well, I think it's just peptides. I'm like, it's not fucking peptides. Peptides come in cream. Peptides come in a lot of forms. Like, what is this? What is my sister injecting herself with? Joe Rogan has like a thing that I think it was human growth hormone and testosterone. And when my sister said testosterone, I was like, you don't need any more testosterone. Like, you have the biggest dick in every room we go into. Like, what the fuck?
That's crazy, man. It's I mean, I don't know. How's this all going to come together? Like, what world how do you see this play out with the horse and the money?
One thing I want to say is that people are like, why are you making, like, there is some criticism. Why are you making this public? It's like, Chad, I think you can be a witness to an extent for me about this, but because I have held this like little kind of naive place of hope, I guess I won't call it naive, because I will never regret wanting to be my sister's sister. I've tried to be graceful. I've tried to be quiet. I got loud after my dad died, because that was just a fucking shit show. The way my father was treated, the last 2 years of his life was bullshit. And then I was sole executor to serve without bond, to steal everything was just infuriating on top of everything else. So that's the first time I think I really publicly came out loud about my sister, because it had to do with my dad, and that was just all fucked up. But what was the original question? I'm sorry.
Like, how do you see this playing out? Like,
So people are like, why are you doing this publicly? Well, my sister started tweeting at me like a month and a half ago. We sort of separated. I'm going to tell that story in little bits, like as it makes sense. In July of 2023. And I still don't know really why. We got into one stupid argument, but I don't think that was why. I think there was other things involved. But the way I see it playing out, unfortunately, right now, is that the only thing she responds to, because fame and her reputation is so important to her, even though she doesn't realize she's literally destroying it every single time she doesn't just apologize or consider, like, take an iota of a moment to be like, oh, she could rebrand herself. Everyone likes the underdog, she could admit that she's been an asshole, that she's made poor choices, and she could make things better, and people would love her, and she would probably be twice as famous as she is now, but she keeps doubling down, forgetting her lies. Like, so right now she's getting attacked by, and I'm not saying that I want this, she made her own bed, but it just happens to be that people actually hear that I'm not the crazy alcoholic, gangrene heroin addict that she called me on Howard Stern in 2012. I mean, she's been publicly defaming and slandering me, and privately to our friends and family. She's a drug addict. She's crazy. Her life is out of control. So it took 13 years of me just kind of being in this shadow, and because of the words that she said on global microphones, assuming I was a junkie or all the other names people like to call me. But I sat there and I waited, and mostly gracefully. And now it's like, after my mom died, and she stole my mom's stuff too, I'm the sole beneficiary for my mom's estate as well. After she did all that and the horses, it was just like, and she doesn't care. She's never going to do anything. So, but when I started publicly is when she started texting me back. So I know that this is probably not accessible to a lot of people, and I appreciate you guys. I'm sure most of you don't give a fuck, and I respect that as well. But that is how that's how I'm able to, unfortunately, have to put pressure on her. And I'm going to continue to do it until she makes things right. I cannot wait to shut up about this publicly.
Right. So with that being said, before I let you go, do you think she had anything to do with Carl's Patreon getting struck last week?
I highly, highly doubt it, Chad. I'm not saying that my sister is above that.
Right.
I'm just saying there's so many people covering her and using different things, and she has.
But you said she has a lot of people that work for her, so maybe
right. So I mean, she could have. I know that she literally pays people to watch me. Like this will probably be watched by someone that works for her.
Hi, Whitney.
Hi, Whit.
I love you too. You remember when you said you love me?
Whitney, I love you. Mean it. So
let's hang out. Let's all get coffee.
I mean, maybe if she knows that, like, you know, like I know she's terrified of me. She is not a worthy opponent for me intellectually, physically, or in any other way. Financially, yes, because she has resources, she can do certain things. But I think deep down she's scared, and she doesn't really have real friends around her, Chad. I couldn't find one person that either wasn't benefiting from her, directly paid by her, or that she is like Rogan, like that she's, you know, benefiting from in her like life. And that's really sad. So I think she thinks everyone wants to be around her because of her money, She doesn't really understand what real love and friendship is, and that it's there for her if she wants to change her ways.
Well, I hope it all works out.
I'd be the first person to be there for her if she wanted to just like start taking steps to being a different kind of person.
Well, she's not doing herself any favors publicly, and I'm not going to bring names into this, but if you knew some of the names that were texting about her, I don't think
you mentioned that. Well, so I want to you're talking about comedians, right?
Yeah.
Are they talking about how she's behaving when she's at clubs?
Just in general online, it's like she's
Because
definitely being
I used
talked
to
about.
get text messages like, because we would hang out and like have lunch, and then she'd be like, okay, I'm doing a spot at Comedy Store, like come over to my place after or whatever, or I'd go to Comedy Store. But she would act different around me. But then all these comics, and then this one person whose name I will not name, she's not a comic, she's not an actress, she's literally a friend of my sister's, but somehow became the liaison for a lot of comics. Like, what's up with Whitney? Like, she was at Comedy Store last night, like she was out of her mind, like da da da. And so I'm getting all these messages like, yo, do you have eyes on your sister? Like, she's not right. And so she was kind of being three different people at once as well. Like, she would be going, I don't know if she, you know, it's sad. Like, I'll say that it's sad. I don't know if it's the drugs, or if there's a mental thing that needs to be addressed, or if it's, you know, chicken and the egg situation. But she needs help, and she needs not to be enabled.
Dirty, dirty Jersey. Dirty Jersey rat, dirty Jersey rat. Dirty Jersey.
You broke my heart, Dirty Jersey. You broke my heart. Mainly by including Granny. That's my main issue.
You know what? You weren't. I know that your ass was not going to bring this up.